Welcome to U.S. Cellular.
Yeah, hi. I want a new phone for free, but not just any phone. I want the newest, fastest, most storage-holding 5G unlimited data-using phone in here for free.
Sure, your choice.
Really?
Yep.
At U.S. Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone from any brand, free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
At U.S. Cellular, we care about our customers and our communities. Visit U.S. Cellular, located at 1807 East Geneva Street in Delavan. America's locally grown wireless at U.S. Cellular.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host, Ed Kaluka. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And welcome to the program. Glad you could join us. My three partners are all lined up in the infield at Road America today, where we're getting ready to race a cup race. That's always wonderful when the NASCAR Cup Series comes to the great state of Wisconsin. Ed, Dan, and Brian are all sitting next to each other, rubbing elbows, and you're not killing each other, are you? Welcome.
No, present.
Yeah, we're all here. It's actually it's like a reunion. It's been almost a year since we've all been together here, haven't it?
Yep. Pretty great.
Good time. Good time all weekend. I've been here since Thursday. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of great fan things to do, and met a lot of people. I mean, drove around a golf cart all day yesterday, and had a lot of people saying hi, and a lot of listeners out here too, and they're tuning in today. It's kind of pretty cool. Brian, you spent a lot of time in the garage and that too, didn't you?
Yeah, talked to a lot of different people out there. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather for this. I mean,
it's Chamber of Commerce weather.
This is absolutely perfect, and all the people from that follow the tour, I talked to a lot of different people that just were like, "Oh, this is so refreshing compared to what they had to deal with in Nashville last week." You know, the 100-degree weather. They're just relieved to finally be up here, and they all love it up here, and it's great. It's what you want to hear. You don't hear any complaining out of the Cup and NASCAR folks at all. In fact, our good friend Todd, Matt Humphrey, is even here. The one from Phoenix. This is his first time east of Arizona, he said, all year, and he's just great to be up here. So caught up with him a little bit, and can't wait to see us when we're in Phoenix in November.
After the weather they have out there in Phoenix right now, and like you said, Nashville, this has got to be pretty refreshing for them. Pretty perfect all the way around. The race will be televised today on USA Channel. The green flag is at 2:25 our time. But, of course, coverage right here on the Big 920 beginning at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And besides the Big 920, you can get this program live on iHeart, Facebook, and YouTunes, and podcasts on all major platforms. So keep that all in mind. Gentlemen, this is a repaved racetrack that they're coming back to this year with an all-new race car. Are we going to see anything different?
Oh. Yeah, the repave is next year, actually. They're still on the same way. The brand new race car.
I thought that was this.
No, they got one more year for that. But definitely a brand new car. I mean, this is the new car on the road course. And I think this car runs better on a road course than the old one, don't you, Ed?
Oh, yeah. It was designed basically by Delora for a road course with that kind of knowledge. And as far as independent rear suspension and everything, rack and pinion steering, everything's on it is more towards road course racing. And they are going to add more road courses, so that's cool.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
Next year is the paving here.
Okay. Kyle Busch, by the way, had a problem in qualifying where how did he do that? Did he mixed up his gears?
I think it was they missed a shift and they kind of zinged the engine, so they decided not to take a chance, and they changed the engine in the car, so he'll have to start in the back. And I'll tell you, watching him in the garage change an engine, it's not as easy as you think. I mean, it never is easy in an engine change, but you're going to take a lot of stuff off these cars just to get the engine out. I mean, all the exhaust and everything came out from behind the car. It was almost looked like they were rebuilding the whole car, what they wanted, but they had to take so much stuff off just to get the engine out.
Yeah, you don't make a 10-minute engine chase like they used to in the past.
And that's not, Ed, you're right on the money there. That the all-time record, they said, during a race, it was in the rules years ago to change engines. And Junior Johnson's guys did it in 11 minutes one time. And they said, you know what, if your engine goes, I think it's time to just retire the car. So that's...
Yeah, with Scotty, with the junkyard dogs, I mean, they would go to Daytona and test, and they had different camshafts, and they go through 3 or 4 engines in a day.
Jeez, that just blows me away. Today, the field will be chasing the chases. Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe is your front row. Chase Elliott turned a lap of 2 minutes, 14.427 seconds at 108.407 miles per hour. And, all of a sudden, Chase Elliott is a story. He goes from winning last week at Nashville to going on the pole today where he won the first race a year ago, and it's chase time, sounds like, huh?
Yeah, and he's established himself as a pretty good road racer. I mean, if you look at guys who got the best road race record over the last couple of years, it's been him. Briscoe as well. Briscoe has a lot of laps up here, man, a lot of IMSA stuff and a lot of those the Mustang that I can't remember the...
Yeah, that's the Michigan Pilot Challenge Series. Yeah, he's been up here several times. He loves this place, and he's the one that loved it from the start. He always said they should have a cup race up here.
Except yesterday.
For what?
For him to be as good as he's normally,
Yeah, I mean, he was fine. I thought he was all right, and he's on the outside of the front row. I mean, so he had a good qualifying run, Briscoe, and that's.
I was not talking about Briscoe. I'm talking about Larson.
Oh, Larson's the other guy. He's right up there. Who would think he's a good road course as he's being from the dirt background, but he is. And
right.
Yeah, he kind of, in the race yesterday, the Xfinity race, kind of had it won until the late crash, and then they have a green-white checker, and here comes little Ty Gibbs, who kind of
How about that? Kyle Larson overdrove the corner, opening the door for Ty Gibbs. Let's face facts. However, take nothing away from Ty Gibbs. The kid is spectacular, whether you like him or not. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that, for some reason or another, resent the fact that his grandfather owns the company. All that the difference is, let's just take him as any typical, very talented young driver. The difference is he doesn't have to bring money with him. He is the money. Grandpa is the money, and he's going to be in a cup ride. The question is, will it be next year or will it be the year after? Next year doesn't look likely. When they asked Grandpa about it, he said they thought when he came to the Xfinity Series, he thought that Ty is going to need 2 years there. Well, at the same time, last week, if you'll remember, they signed Truex to a 1-year extension in the 19 car. It looks to me like that's where the kid is headed, over to the 19 car. Will he have to bring sponsorship? Oh, hell no.
But I'll tell you what, the funding for that Xfinity car is 10 times what any other Xfinity car in the field is.
Oh.
At least 3 times. It wants for nothing.
But the thing with Ty Gibbs is, he was brought here. His grandpa's Joe Gibbs. We get that, but he's proven himself that he can run this.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
At the time,
you still have to take the equipment and do something.
Right. I mean, he's produced, and that's what gets me. And
right.
To me, his level of, I guess you can call it maturity behind the wheel. Where I've seen him mess with guys, and they're like, you're like 19. You're not supposed to know how to mess with guys on a track here already. He does that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's,
And he's
Brian,
maturing.
you saw him yesterday, right?
Yeah, he's maturing.
Dan, you did?
After the race and his post race, they talked to him about how he's maturing and he's kind of refining everything, and he talks about that it's a full on refinement. He needs to be more refined and calm down in everything he does, from the moment he gets out of bed in the morning until he goes to bed at night. It's not just behind not just behind the wheel. It's not just how he acts when he's at the racetrack. It's all the way around. He needs to refine everything. And he had a real polished interview for a kid that young, and he's still, you could tell there's a lot of arrogance there, and he knows he's good. But you got to have that. You can't. We always say you can't push a rope, so you need to have that edge, and he's got that edge. So I don't know. The sky's the limit for him.
And I believe they turned up the wick a little bit after his incident with Sam Mayer. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, probably. I've heard, too, from talking to a lot of people that he spends a lot of time in the shop, a lot of time in the simulator. I mean, he's always there asking what they want of him to get that car right. So he spends a lot of time in that. He doesn't just show up and drive the car. I mean, he's very hands-on that way, which is good to see being that young.
We are going to be hearing the name Ty Gibbs for many, many years, and I don't think it's going to start next year. It looks like it's going to start in 2024. So we're already hearing it. How about that? We'll be back.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250 presented by Jockey Made in America and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines. Just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Exciting racing at the Fair Park in Plymouth this Saturday night. Late models, sprint cars, Grand Nationals, and B-Mods. And making their annual visit to the track will be the Vintage Modifieds. And coming soon, the Badger Midgets. Great food, a covered grandstand with seat backs. That's Saturday night at the Fair Park in Plymouth. Gates open at 4:30. Opening ceremonies at 6. This Saturday is also Fan Appreciation Night. $5 off admission for adults and kids. We'll see you there.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Talking Golf is on the air. This is Paul Brown inviting you to join Dennis Tiziani, Steve Stricker, Gary D'Amato, and me as we take you inside the ropes of the PGA Tour. Plus, Gary will have the latest golf news from the Badger State and beyond. And Dennis will have updates for golfers on the renovation of the golf course and clubhouse at Cherokee. That's Talking Golf, Monday night at 6 p.m. on the Big 920 Milwaukee Sports Station.
And welcome back to LTN. The boys are all at Road America this weekend. Ed, Dan, and Brian all sitting together out there. There's this 300-pound elephant sitting in the corner named Noah Gregson we have to talk about. There's a guy who's really trying to get his Cup career on the right track. And yesterday, he did one of the most brainless things I think I can recall in some time. He let his emotions take over, and he turned right into who's that IndyCar guy?
Sage Karam.
Sage Karam turned right into him on a straightaway and caused an immense amount of damage yesterday, including Wisconsin's own Josh Bilicki, who had a pretty decent race car yesterday. What are they saying about Gregson? I mean, isn't that about as stupid as it gets?
Yeah, that's dumb. I mean, I get in the race, you get heated and things get out of hand. But if you're gonna dump the guy, if there's a way to properly dump a guy, dump the guy in turn 5. Don't turn him on a straightaway like that in front of everybody and cause a big wreck. And those are hard hits. I mean, you could have hurt some people there. And that at this level, that's probably not acceptable.
Brandon Brown got hurt yesterday a little bit, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's really amazing. If you lose a wheel off a car, you lose your tire changer or you lose your crew chief for 4 races. You go out and wreck the whole field and you get nothing.
What in the hell is that all about?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, I was over in that area when that happened, and I saw the cars coming off. I think there were 5 of them that are just completely stubbed. I mean, the whole front stub is off on these cars. And to actually turn someone on a straightaway, and he did it right by the bridge. I mean, there's a chance. I mean, if you hit that bridge embankment there, that's just dangerous, and it's just stupid. And I mean, if they don't do anything to him, I don't get it. I'm not going to understand it.
Somebody will.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Have you heard San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are dual fruit wines? That means each bottle of San Antonio Fruit Farm wine is infused with 2 real fruits. With flavors like strawberry guava, peach passion fruit, and blackberry orange, San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are sure to give your taste buds something to talk about. Ask your local retailer for San Antonio Fruit Farm wines. Fruit fusion you can taste, so please taste responsibly.
Not even take responsibility for it. I mean, he was just kind of like,
he basically said, "Well, I'm sick of it."
You didn't see the lap before that when he was messing with me.
Yeah, but
come on.
Yeah, I know.
But he didn't take half the field out. At the very least, guys, it seems to me like they should give some sort of a period of probation. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, you think. I mean, and then, on this place here, there's all kinds of safe places to get even with someone. I mean, if he just makes it down to the end of 5 and drives in really deep, he could have shoved Sage Karen into the sand trap, and that would have taken care of him because he would have been stuck there, and the race would have been over, and it would have been just between those two. But, to take out that many cars and wreck that many, and, these are low-budget teams. Sage Karam was teammates with Josh Bilicki yesterday. Those are both from that Alpha Prime Motorsports, and that's not a big-money team at all. And now you just tore a bunch of their stuff up that, it's not like Junior Motorsports. They don't have the budget to fix all that stuff, and now they're in a hole now for a while.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Josh Bilicki, as we mentioned, was involved in that yesterday, and he was running pretty good before that. I thought he had a fairly decent car. He'd been running up towards the top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, he rebounded and finished 13th anyway, given those issues. So he had a really good car yesterday.
And he starts today's race in 26th position, a little better than he usually qualifies. So he'll be in the 77 car today. Keep an eye out for Josh Bilicki. By the way, Brian, there's another guy qualified 9th in this race, and I have to admit I don't know very much about him, hardly ever heard of him. Some guy named Joey Hand. Where did he come from?
He's been a really good racer for a while. I think he was, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but didn't he drive Chip Ganassi's Ford GTs for a while?
He was part of that, yeah. He's been with the deal a long time.
Yeah, when that deal went away 2 years ago, they've kind of been a free agent. So he doesn't have a full-time IMSA ride this year, but he fills in here and there. But he's a talented individual and a really good road racer. And to put a Rick Ware car in the top 10, that's pretty impressive.
And is that a Ware car or is that with Stuart Haas?
Well,
sometimes when Priest drives that car, it's a different car.
Yeah,
now, gentlemen, they're supposed to all be the same cars, right?
Yeah, but it still has to do with the people that are around you, I mean, the guys that work for Stuart Haas are a little more higher caliber than the people that work for Rick Ware, I would say. So
you would think.
Knowing what to do with the platform. Everybody's building their notebook off this car, and I'm looking forward to, the last part of the season when they start going back to some of these tracks and they're getting more knowledge out of this car, what it wants and what you can do to it to make it better.
And look at that 18 car, changing the engine this week. They rebuilt the car in Vegas. They're getting some experience on what you can do at the track when things happen and these things. So these cars come all put together. They really don't put these cars together. They get them already done. So they're kind of learning how to put the thing back together, thinking ahead to the playoffs. If something happens there, I mean, it's good experience. That was a lot of work now, but they're getting a lot of knowledge on how these cars are put together.
Well, you get the car as a kit. I mean, it's a center section, a front clip, and a rear clip, and you have to assemble all the parts, But,
and the other thing that kind of got me this weekend here, being here, because we were at Daytona and they had all kinds of time to work on stuff, is the minimal amount of time they get to work on their stuff here. I mean, the haulers pulled in Friday morning. The Cup Garage didn't open till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so the mechanics and all the people that work there didn't show up till 3 o'clock. They unloaded the car, and they pushed them through tech, and then that was it. Yesterday morning, they pushed them out onto pit road. They practiced, they qualified, by 12:30 they were done qualifying. At 1 o'clock, those cars were under the car covers, and those people were free to go. In fact, my daughter and wife were at Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday, and she says, there's a whole bunch of crew guys that came in with like Love's travel stuff on. My daughter goes, they must have forgot their soap or whatever. So, but she goes, that's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, my wife's like, why would they be here at 2 o'clock? I said, because the Cup Garage closed. So they didn't have any time to work on anything at all, really. I mean, on pit road, they're very limited what they could do.
There's nothing to work on.
21st century, right
assembled
there.
It's assembled, and there it is.
It used to be, a whole team came into Joe's Bar and Grill. Now it's a whole team came into Bed Bath & Beyond. Yes. What the hell is this world coming to? That's pretty good. The race will be starting here on the Big 920. Coverage starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Green flag is at 2:25 this afternoon. So it'll be big fun out there. As we mentioned, the two chases are the front row. Kyle Larson starts third. Tyler Reddick is fourth. Oh, by the way, Tyler Reddick had his option exercised by Richard Childress Racing this week, which means he will be racing the 8 car next year. However, that is the end of the contract, and Tyler Reddick will be a free agent after next season. The question would be, what will Childress do to keep him on? And how many other people will be trying to get Tyler Reddick, too. So we'll see. Also, Austin Cindric will start fifth today. We're going to take a break. The boys are all lined up at Road America. We'll be back right after these.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
Gas prices are up. Morale is down. But that's why we're here with Inflation Salvation. Don't miss your shot to win $1,000. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every hour. When you hear the keyword, go to our webpage to enter it
at thebig920.com. Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
This week on NASCAR Live, Ross Chastain stopped by.
Off your rocker, sir. And I mean that in all due respect. No way. I'm not supposed to be here, right? I'm supposed to, my niche was going to be back of the Cup Garage, maybe mid to B plus Xfinity cars. I thought I could work my way to.
There's much more waiting for you each week on NASCAR Live.
Every Tuesday night at 6 on the Big 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
And the boys are all at Road America today, where Chase Elliott will start from the pole today. And if that isn't intimidating enough, keep this in mind. Hendrick Motorsports has won 9 of the last 13 road course races. And, of course, I believe Chase Elliott has firmly entrenched himself as the king of the road course. It's hard to argue with that, isn't it, boys?
No, not at all. I mean, and it kind of came out of nowhere, really, for me. I didn't think Elliott was that good of a road racer, but he is. I mean, especially in the last couple years, he's run them all off. And Larson will be right there. I just wonder how often can you keep that streak going. And usually it's harder and harder the more you keep winning that way to keep that alive. And the guys are going to start catching up, the other teams. There's other guys out there that are pretty darn good road course racers as well.
Well, so far, Trackhouse has been the road course kings. They got both road course races so far, COTA with Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez at Sonoma. So those guys have been the fast ones so far. We'll see if that continues today or not.
Speaking of
off today, though.
What's that?
The one in the 99 seemed a little off.
Oh, not as quick as they usually are. Huh? Interesting. Speaking of Hendrick, Kelly Miller, that's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s sister. She's the one that runs Junior Motorsports. She was interviewed this week, and she said what everybody kind of suspected, that Junior Motorsports wants to eventually get into the Cup Series. And it looks as though it's going to take a while. First of all, she said it looks like to buy a charter is kind of expensive right now. I'm not sure the price is going to be coming down in the near future. It depends, I think, what happens with the next television contract, which is looming also. But they want to go racing with the Junior Motorsports. Question might be, who'd be in their car? You guys got any ideas?
Well, I mean, look at their lineup right now as far as on the Xfinity side. Allgaier, if he want to do it. I mean, he's somebody that could probably go. I don't know if he's interested in
Sam Mayer.
Sam, if you want to move somebody up, Sam's the guy that's on his way up there. Josh Berry is capable of doing it, whether he wants to or not. Again, there too, kind of a late start.
Noah Gragson kind of threw his name right out of the hat here. I mean, they keep defending him, but I mean, he's got probably the most experience. Him and Allgaier probably have the most Cup experience of the field that they have right now of drivers.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I mean, the guy is talented. They just got to get his head, back where it belongs instead of where he had it yesterday. So, there's always that. But Josh Berry's name I heard once or twice. He's saying that he wants to be a Cup racer eventually. Now, the guy, I think he's 29 years old. The clock is ticking on that guy, right?
Well, yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, it is, but I think the reason that they're looking at Cup now is because of the new car. It's so affordable compared to what it would be in the past as far as getting the talent that you had for the old car that you do not need with the new car. I think that's weighed a lot on their decision to go Cup.
Yeah.
And for Barry, I think he'd be great. I mean, he's paid his dues. He's come up the way you're supposed to come up, the way everybody else used to go on the old school way through all the ranks. Mm-hmm. And I think he's plenty capable of being a Cup driver. It'd be kind of cool to see him get a shot, really. I mean, he's one of those short track guys that has kind of paid his dues for sure and worked hard to get there. Amen. And I think he'd fit in great if he had a spot to put it. And again, it comes down to sponsorship.
Yeah, and the two guys that have the sponsorship are Allgaier and Gragson. So that's the thing, especially if Truex is going to be leaving in a year, he's got the Bass Pro Shops thing, along with Ty Dillon. Would they want to have another car, and would they want to go with Gragson then to replace Truex's Bass Pro Shops, foot in NASCAR? So
just remember, by the time they want to get going, Tyler Reddick is going to be available. So right. I don't know that the driver is going to be much of an issue there. Ed,
Josh Berry is going to be 32 in October.
Oh yeah! Oh my!
Yeah, he's older than he thought he was. But isn't that the prime? Wasn't that Junior Johnson's?
Yeah, right.
It is, but you want to have a couple of years before your prime. It seems like. Ed, as far as costs go, and as right as you are about the costs on these new cars being less, it's kind of weighed out with the cost of the charter. So cost of doing business actually is kind of weighed itself out and as they've gone along. So, but I'm not sure Junior is really hurting for cash. He could buy a charter if he wanted one.
Well, he's been smart. I don't think, he's not one to just spend money to spend money. I mean, he's been smart about, I think, his finances all the while.
Oh, yeah.
Already. So he's not going to do the Cup deal unless it makes the most sense.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense right there. Our friend Derek Kraus, who drives the number 19 in the Truck Series, has a new crew chief. The guy he had, Shane Wilson, there was some kind of a deal there with the team. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Shane Wilson, but they got a new guy whose name is Charles Denique, I think it is pronounced. He's a young guy. He's 29 years old, but he's been around a little bit. He's already been the crew chief for the trucks of Grant Enfinger and Tyler Ankrum, but he was Sam Mayer's crew chief on that one-off win he had at Bristol. And so he does have some experience.
I think
he's not going to be
Enfinger for a while too, wasn't he? In the 20s.
That's what I said. Enfinger and Tyler Ankrum too. He was He does have experience, and now he's going to be working with Derek Kraus. It seems like something was missing there with Derek Kraus's team, and with any luck, they figured it out, and then this might be all he needs to push him over the hump. So that would be very nice.
If you hear some cars going by, you hear some engines starting up, this is the Trans Am race. The TA2 race is going to kick off. There's 51 cars in this event, so it's a big deal.
51 cars. Dan, how many laps? Is it by laps or by time?
That's laps or time, 25 laps or an hour and a half, whatever comes first. So Austin Green is on the front row for this. The last name Green, ring a bell. That's Jeff Green's son. Sammy Smith is also in this race. He starts 7th. So those are the two guys with NASCAR ties that are in this event.
Sammy Smith, that's the same guy that had his first race in the Xfinity Series yesterday, right?
And starting 29th in this race, Justin Marks, the owner of Trackhouse Racing, is playing today in his Trans Am car today.
And 51 cars, I'll go for the hour and a
half. Sammy Smith, by the way, that's the same guy that raced at Slinger last year, right, Dan, in the Nationals?
And he's coming back again this year.
Coming back again this year. So he's from Iowa, but, he's spending enough time in Wisconsin. Maybe we'll let him stay for a while. So interesting stuff. Hey, speaking of Wisconsin sponsor.
Have you heard San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are dual fruit wines? That means each bottle of San Antonio Fruit Farm wine is infused with 2 real fruits. With flavors like strawberry guava, peach passion fruit, and blackberry orange, San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are sure to give your taste buds something to talk about. Ask your local retailer for San Antonio Fruit Farm wines. Fruit fusion you can taste, so please taste responsibly.
Hey Milwaukee, spring is here, and so are your allergies. Or is it a sinus infection? Not sure what's going on? Not to worry. If you're experiencing a runny nose, nasal congestion, nasal post-drip, and even that annoying facial pressure when you're just trying to breathe, visit Sinus and Snoring MD. They've been helping people breathe better since the 90s and treat patients like family. Breathe better. Visit sinusandsnoringmd.com today.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has Pick and Save as a sponsor on the car today. So Stenhouse in the 47 car. With Velveeta
sponsors? How about the 6 car, Brad Kozlowski? That's the Kohler company, and they have a deal there. They have names on that car. If you look at it, it's all names of people that work at Kohler or friends of people that work at Kohler that are in the military. It's for heroes and stuff. And everybody at the plant submitted names, and they put them on the race car. It's kind of
awesome.
Neat.
All here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll sneak away and do a break. Glad you're listening. Road America Weekend continues when we come back.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250 presented by Jockey Made in America and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
Are you ready for an inflation vacation? Win $1,000 9 times a day, weekdays, right here. Just listen for the keywords to enter on our website for your chance to win a grand.
At thebig920.com.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit BonafideSafe.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series
puts the green flag in the air, and we're racing at Road America.
Heads back to Road America.
Oh, and here comes Bowman. He's going to jam Larson. He's going to spin him in 5.
For racing on Independence Day weekend.
Everybody is on their feet, and Chase Elliott has won here this afternoon.
It's the Quick Trip 250, presented by Jockey Made in America.
Sunday afternoon at 1 on the Big 920 in your iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to LTN. There's a couple of road racing guys in the field. I don't know much about Loris Hezemans. I'm not sure I'll need to know very much about him because him and some guy named Kyle Tilley. I don't suppose, Brian, you know who Tilley is, do you?
Yeah, he's another IMSA guy that's been bouncing around different IMSA rides over the years. So I think you also see him sometimes in the World Challenge stuff as well. So he's been around.
Hezemans is another guy that's been around. That's that team tried Daytona, didn't they? Drive the 500, the 27 car.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And
that's Hezeberg Racing.
Yeah. And that the Formula One guy, the ex-Formula One guys here in the pits, Danny Kvyat. He's hanging out with them, and he wants to do some cup races later this year too.
Wow. Around.
All of a sudden, these road course races are attracting a markedly different crowd, don't you think? At least guys that are talking about moving up in the world of racing and they want to come cup racing on road courses.
It seems to be the way things are going, and think about it. I mean, if you're over, say you're over an F1, you kind of run your course, want to go have fun and do something. Why not come here and try a stock car? I mean, it's a different discipline. It's to be a new challenge, and it's one of the most popular motorsports in the country right now. I mean, why not?
It's an equalizer.
Hopefully it'll be Elkhart Lake again.
Yeah, it's kind of an equalizer. A lot of people are comparing the road races to a little bit like the restrictor plate races. You can hop in any one of the cars at a restrictor plate and have a chance to have a really good run. And you're kind of seeing that a little bit in the Xfinity and Cup Series as well. When you hop into a marginal vehicle, you can still have a chance at a really good run if you could play your strategy right and you've got a little bit of talent and you keep it on the road.
There you go. Hey, Brian, I'm just thinking about this. We were hoping that this would be the weekend that Road America announced that they got a 23 date. Are we hearing anything at all?
Nothing really. I mean, we haven't heard anything definite. Now, we haven't had pre-race ceremonies today yet, so who knows? I mean, I've heard both sides of it, probably equal parts of both all weekend from talking to different people, so nothing's definite. I think there's still a lot of uncertainty as to the TV contract ain't signed for next year yet. Where does that lie? The money. Remember, Road America is a private track, unlike the majority of the schedule. You have SMI and you have, ISC has most of the tracks. You got Indianapolis, Pocono, Road America, and St. Louis are really the only ones that are out there on their own. So,
And this one here has got a fair board.
Yeah, there's a board of directors that has to see everything through and make sure that it's good financially for them as well. So, I don't know. The fact that you haven't heard a definite no, that's always good news. The fact that you haven't heard a definite yes, that can make you a little suspect. But, we had a great race yesterday. That's a start. Let's have another really good race today and make it so that it'd be impossible for them to leave.
And the crowds have been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And the drivers are all just boasting about how wonderful it is to be at Elkhart Lake and how the crowd is great and the fans are great and, come on.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great place to do something for this 4th of July weekend. If you're going to have another tradition started here, I mean, the camping aspect is really nice. My family was up here yesterday. My parents were up here, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nieces and nephew are all there. They parked their camper in a campsite, and a couple of them stayed over to be here again today too. But it was fun to just enjoy it. They're not huge race fans. They know racing, but they enjoyed going around, just seeing the different things. It was kind of a fun time. And my sister even said, I'd come back and do this again.
And the thing that they do at State here is when the race is over, you can stay until Monday afternoon. They don't chase you out of here. So it's quite a camping deal.
Oh, that'll be a party tonight then, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, we'll see. I guess the main thing is, not anybody to jump to any conclusions one way or the other. NASCAR, I don't think they plan on having their full schedule out till the end of August, early September. If you think back 2 years ago, that's when they actually made the official announcement was in middle September. So there's time yet.
The only reason I bring it up, and as we talked last week, there's been all kinds of drum beating for a road course race in downtown Chicago, and a reporter or two thought that it would make sense for them to take Road America's date and give it to Chicago, which, if that makes sense to somebody, then we don't understand it because
that's right.
What kind of a crowd are they going to get downtown Chicago in the first place? Yes, you'd be racing in one of the biggest cities.
I don't think you're going to pull your fifth wheel camper into Chicago and camp in Millennial Park, right? No.
Yeah, no. And if you do,
was at the dinner last night, and we were discussing this about the whole it's coming on like that, and the people in the booth looked over, and they said, you must have heard our same conversation a while ago talking about not wanting to go to Chicago instead of here, and they're from Chicago. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. If it's up to anybody, if money was not an issue, this would be a slam dunk, but you still said that there's money issues that have to be worked out for all parties involved to make it make sense, and I think that's where they're still working on it.
Unbelievable. Well, we're hoping for that announcement, but like Brian said, they didn't sing the national anthem yet either, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to announce it today. They could wait a little while and do it down the line a little bit. The SRX series raced last night at Stafford, Connecticut. That track got a date 2 years in a row. Unlike Slinger, but Ryan Newman won it last night, holding off Tony Stewart, and another pretty good run by Andretti in that thing too. So,
how cool is it to see Newman get a win, though? I mean, really, all the guys been through a while. It's kind of cool to see him get back in victory lane.
It was. In fact, it was a pretty big deal for Ryan Newman. I mean, the guy was all choked up. Here's one of the tough guys of our sport, and pretty happy to visit Victory Lane again. Had his 2 daughters with him, and they were pretty happy for dear old Dad too. And like Newman said, though, it might not be the biggest series in the world, but it's got some of the greatest names that have ever raced. So good for him.
He'd not forget that he's a Coke driver too.
Oh God, no! He had the Coke in his hand, still paying the bills. That's.
And Paul Tracy actually finished a race. He was on the podium. Paul Tracy finished 3rd. I think he's like fallen out of almost all of them every time, and usually balls a car up or 2. But they behave themselves. I wonder how Tony's pre-race fatherly talk went with all them. I didn't hear much discussion about it during the pre-race, but obviously I think he must have got the point across because they didn't tear much stuff up last night.
Yeah.
Except Michael Waltrip, he managed to tear one up again.
He always does. Yeah.
He always does. All right, we're going to sneak away for a break. Brian's got some results from the world of dirt track racing. I'll give you some from paved track when we come back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358. The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250, presented by Jockey Made in America, and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Talking Golf is on the air. This is Paul Brown inviting you to join Dennis Tiziani, Steve Stricker, Gary D'Amato, and me as we take you inside the ropes of the PGA Tour. Plus, Gary will have the latest golf news from the Badger State and beyond. And Dennis will have updates for golfers on the renovation of the golf course and clubhouse at Cherokee. That's Talking Golf, Monday night at 6 p.m. on the Big 920 Milwaukee's Sports Station.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Another full week of dirt track racing all across the country here. We'll start Thursday right here in Plymouth, Wisconsin for the Road America Challenge, the second annual Road America Challenge for the IRA Sprint Cars. Chase Briscoe came to play with everybody, and Bill Baylog also showed up. And when Bill Baylog races at Plymouth, Bill Baylog usually wins. And he did exactly that. He picked up the feature win for the IRA Sprint Cars in the MSA 360 Sprints. This is a feel-good story. Lance Fosbender picked up the win. It's been a couple years since Lance, I think, had a last feature win, so it was a fan favorite for sure. Also Thursday in Hagerstown, Maryland, Pennsylvania Speed Weeks continued for the 410 Sprint Cars. Brett Marks was your winner. Kyle Larson was there. He finished second. In Brownstown, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals were there for a 10,000 win race. Shannon Babb picked up the win. And also Thursday in Florence, Kentucky, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, $15,000 to win. Josh Rice, the local favorite, picked up the win there. Friday night at Gravity Park in Chilton in the Modifieds, Tyler Wilson was your winner. He hopped in a stock car, and then he won that also. So Tyler Wilson got the wins in both the mods and the stocks, and the Grand Nationals went to Jonathan Oddie. Up at Seymour, the Outagamie County Speedway, the Wabam Dirt Kings Late Model Series was there. Nick Anvilink picked up the win. In the Modifieds, it was Wyatt Block. The stock cars was Chase Parker. Over at Menominey's Red Cedar Speedway, the Wissota Late Models were there. Jimmy Mars picked up the win. Fountain City, Wisconsin, the Mississippi Thunder Speedway Friday night in the USRA Modifieds, Jake Tim was your winner. And in the Limited Late Models went to Brad Waits. Over at Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin, the World of Outlaw and NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars were there. Jacob Allen was your feature winner. Scotty Thiel had to start like 18th, and he drove all the way up and finished 8th. So a good run for him with the World of Outlaws. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, PA Speed Week continued at Williams Grove. Brett Marks picked up the win again. You're going to hear that name a lot as I go through this. Paducah, Kentucky, Friday night for the UMP Summer Nationals, 10,000 win. That went to Bobby Pierce. And also Friday night in Portsmouth, Ohio, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series 12,000 win. Ricky Thornton Jr. was your winner there. Last night, Beaver Dam, Plymouth, Wilmot, 141, all were off for the 4th of July weekend, so no results from them. Shawano in the late models, Justin Ritchie was your winner. In the Modifieds, Jaden Smith. In the stock cars was Travis Van Stratton. Over at Rice Lake in the Wissota Modifieds, Kevin Buzzy Adams was your winner. Up at Superior, Gondik Law Speedway, the 6th annual Great Lakes Border Battle for the Wissota Modifieds, $10,000 to win. That's put on by my good friend Chris Steppen. He promotes that race up there. Jody Belfulier picked up the $10,000 check. Knoxville, Iowa, in the 410 Sprint Cars, Aaron Reitzel was your winner. The 360s went to Terry McCarl. New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway, nut number 2 for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Brock Zierfoss picked up the win. That's his first World of Outlaw win since 2017. Scotty Thiel finished 6th in that feature, so a really good run for them. Deer Creek Speedway in Spring Valley, Minnesota, Dustin Sorensen was your winner in the USRA Modifieds. Fairbury, the UMP Late Model Feature winner was Ryan Unsicker, and the Modifieds Michael Ledford. The final night of Pennsylvania Speed Weeks for the 410 Sprint Cars, Brett Marks won again. I believe that was 5. I think he had 5 feature wins during Pennsylvania Speed Week. Pretty impressive. Zanesville, Ohio, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. They had 3,000 win preliminary features setting up tonight's big 30,000 win. Tyler Erb, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Brandon Shepard were all winners. Clarksville, Tennessee for the UMP Summer Nationals, 10,000 win. That went to Brian Shirley. And finally last night in 34 Raceway in West Burlington, Iowa for the Lucas Oil MLRA Slocum 50, $10,555 to win. Dennis Erb Jr. was your feature winner there. That is everything for the week.
And thanks to our friend Paul Reichert, and we've got some results from the world of asphalt racing, at least around the state of Wisconsin. We'll start Thursday night at Wisconsin International Raceway up in Kaukauna. In the super late models, it was Bobby Kendall winning, and in the late models, it was J.J. Vanderloop. At State Park Speedway in Wausau, in the super late models, it was Justin Mondyke starting a pretty good 2 days for him because Friday night they had the 38th annual State Line Challenge at Norway, Michigan, which is right on the state line of all places. And Justin Mondyke held off Johnny Sauter to win in that one. So pretty good 2 days for Justin Mondyke. The Big Eights ran at Toma Sparta Speedway on Friday night, and Jesse Bernhagen was your winner. Last night on a kind of an abbreviated schedule, Jefferson was rained out. They didn't race at the Dells. Lacrosse had the NASCAR late models. Dan Fredrickson, one of those Minnesota dudes, came over and won. And yesterday at Rockford Speedway, the Star Spangled 76 with the NASCAR late models, Josh Thiering was your winner. Also, the must-see racing extreme sprint cars raced, and it was Joe Ligori. Last week at the Slinger Speedway, it was Tom G. Jr. winning in the Midwest Truck Series, and they headlined last week. Pretty cool thing. Modifieds had one of their rare races. Justin Okrulica won in that one. And tonight at the Slinger Speedway, it's going to be a big night for us. So if you're listening somewhere in the National Park of Speed at Road America, and you're headed back towards Milwaukee later on, you might stop at the Slinger Super Speedway. We've got our last super late race before the Nationals tonight, and we've got a huge fireworks show at Slinger tonight. We're expecting a good car count, and this is the last one. We've got to get this is the last one before we get the cars shaken down for the Nationals. So you can expect some extra cars.
Yeah, we'll see who shows up for that. And fireworks are at the racetrack tonight. Remember that now. The local paper had it in the wrong spot. The Fair Park is the sponsor of the fireworks tonight at the racetrack. The fireworks aren't at the Fair Park. Some people had some information on that's where it is. No, fireworks are at the racetrack. Come to the races and see the fireworks tonight.
Which are sponsored by the fairgrounds.
Correct.
Yeah, very strange business. So, big night for you, and we're looking forward to having a nice crowd tonight. Slinger Speedway for perfect weather, and your perfect race day would continue. Happy birthday out there. Richard Petty turned 85 years old yesterday. That guy looks pretty good. Well, there's enough hair dye on that guy to clean up a small grocery store. Richard, 85, not too bad. Way to go. Hey, skinny dude, too. How does he maintain that? He must have a high...
the rocks that Froggy gave me from PMF?
Oh, yeah.
When they get wet, they change colors. It's awesome. You got to see this. It's beautiful. Thanks, Froggy.
Wow. And that's in your driveway, huh? Pretty good stuff. All right, the boys are all at Road America, and we're going to take a little break and be back with you, and we'll continue in just a couple of minutes.
Maybe we're not going to take a break.
Looks like we're not taking a break.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250 presented by Jockey Made in America and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
Exciting racing at the Fair Park in Plymouth this Saturday night. Late models, sprint cars, Grand Nationals, and B-Mods. And making their annual visit to the track will be the Vintage Modifieds. And coming soon, the Badger Midgets. Great food, a covered grandstand with seat backs. That's Saturday night at the Fair Park in Plymouth. Gates open at 4:30. Opening ceremonies at 6. This Saturday is also Fan Appreciation Night. $5 off admission for adults and kids. We'll see you there.
The NASCAR Cup Series
Puts the green flag in the air, and we're racing at Road America.
heads back to Road America
Oh, and here comes Bowman. He's going to jam Larson. He's going to spin him in 5.
for racing on Independence Day weekend.
Everybody is on their feet, and Chase Elliott has won here this afternoon.
It's the Quick Trip 250 presented by Jockey Made in America.
Sunday afternoon at 1 on the Big 920 in your iHeartRadio app.
And welcome back. All right, boys, you've been there to watch practice qualifying. You know the buzz. It sounds as though it's not going to be a Toyota weekend. That's all I know. And it should be a Hendrick weekend. That's something else we know. So, it should make it easy to pick, I would think. I'll start with Ed.
Number 9.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy pick, but, why not? All right, Dano?
Oh, I'll go just as easy. I'll take the 5, Kyle Larson.
There's that's 2 Hendrick cars. All right, Brian?
Yeah, I got to think about this. I got a little bit of a streak going here because I was right last week again.
Yeah.
Take a Trackhouse car.
Take Blue Wiki.
Trackhouse car, yeah. I'm torn between Tyler Reddick, and every time I pick Tyler Reddick, it's a bad deal. So I'll just go with Ross Chastain. Trackhouse is going to keep it going. Ross Chastain's going to get the win. Trackhouse will be 3 for 3 on road courses this year.
I'm taking Chris Buescher.
Whoa.
He's ready to do this. And
Holy cow.
It wouldn't be a big surprise if he won.
What are the odds on that one?
Yeah.
What are the odds on that one? We should look that up.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, he qualified good. He has a good car. He's been in it on the last few road courses. It would not be a big stretch for him to pull one off. The big stretch would be expecting any car other than a Hendrick car to win.
Another one sitting out there. He's sitting there real quietly. Is Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell
I was
has
just
won here
going to
before.
say that.
Yes, one of these road courses he's going to pick off.
And he's run a string of how many top 10s in a row now? So, I mean, it's there.
And he's won here before, if you remember. He won in that Childress car, I want to say 16 or 17, something like that. He was here.
The only thing that stops him is his pit crew.
Yes.
Pit box
Yep.
How about Custer? How about Cole Custer? He's kind of a road race guy.
Ed, we got to turn your mic back on when you talk there. Something happened there. So I don't know what happened. Cole Custer, yeah. You know what? He ran pretty damn good in Bobby Dotter's car yesterday.
Till he destroyed it.
Correct, yeah. But
if you watch the broadcast today on USA, there's some segments they were over at Slinger filming. They did things to do in Wisconsin, and they spent some time filming at Slinger. They've been around the campground. They stopped by our little compound last night and said, "Hey, we're from NBC. You guys want to get together? We want to film you all like you're cheering and having a good time." So a whole bunch of us were together there cheering and yelling. Looked kind of dumb, at the time because there's nothing else going on. Usually people going crazy while they filmed it, but it's supposed to be part of the broadcast today. So look, you'll see it.
I thought there's a couple of people had to tell them where to stand because of the language.
Oh right, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, there's always that.
Didn't want to be on the air, but it was kind of fun.
This is it's like a holiday for all of us, not just because it's the 4th of July weekend, but the fact that NASCAR comes here once a year now and races at this spectacular racetrack that we have in this state. One of the most, in fact, I would say the most prestigious road course in the country. Most drivers point to this track when they say, what's your favorite road course? Because it is just so spectacular. The fans love it. It's an event. It's a date for everybody to get together and really
a special shout out goes to the corporate partners that put this on. Quick Trip being the title sponsor this year, Jockey, who was the title sponsor last year, who was the presenting sponsor this year, and Henry Firearms, who've been around for, I think this was the 3rd year they sponsored the Xfinity race. So all Wisconsin companies that came to the plate and helped sponsor this event. Hopefully that continues going forward. It's always great when you don't have to worry about having to find a sponsor for an event. And usually Road America here is able to get local companies to step up and
there's some on cars. I mean, there are some actually on race cars looking for Kohler's on the 6 cars, and there's a lot of people here from there. I mean, they're.
If you remember, Kohler was the original sponsor when IndyCar came back. They did that for about 3 or 4 years. They sponsored the IndyCar event way back in the day when I think Xfinity first came here. Bucyrus, which is now Caterpillar, they came on and supported it. So Road America has a knack for being able to get the local corporate sponsors to come forward and help out on these events and put their best foot forward when there's a lot of NASCAR races that have a hard time getting sponsors for their races. So I think that's another good thing we have going here that hopefully can continue going forward.
I believe Quick Trip is based in La Crosse, isn't it? It's a Wisconsin company. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right, Brian. This is it's a big deal for
many of the people that came in through the gates this morning got a box of Glazer donuts. They're handing those out to the early arrivers. Hey, Dan, you got a box?
I got a box of donuts. I came in. She's like, "Hey," the line wasn't super long coming in, but it was longer than normal. I was like, "Oh, probably just taking time." Usually get through a little quicker. Well, it's because make sure you get your box of donuts. So before you got in the gate, there's a truck there with a box.
Yeah.
Nice.
They looked. I think they looked in the window at me and didn't give me a box. You don't need one, so that was good.
Hey, didn't you jockey give away a T-shirt the other day?
Oh yes, yeah, they got those all over the place.
Them too. I had a white T-shirt. I got it on Thursday. But yeah, there's all kinds of things here to do for fans, and that's good. I mean, and it's a nice when you're coming in. It's again, we come to enough races here. I come in, and the lady at the gate's always like, "Hey, welcome back. Good to see you." It's like you're seeing friends coming here, and that's a cool feeling coming in.
Yeah, no kidding.
The neat thing about this place is that you don't need a ticket. I mean, you buy your ticket ahead of time, and the traffic just flows into this place.
Because everybody that came here already had a ticket, right?
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a real quick process. If you're on the fence, you can still get tickets online today. You print it out, you drive into the gate, they scan it, and away you go. You can go wherever you want.
Oh, that's spectacular. Well, the eyes of the racing world are on Wisconsin today and Road America, and we couldn't be prouder that they're here. And hope everybody has a wonderful Independence Day holiday tomorrow. And of course, many of you, and we'd like to see you out at Slinger Speedway tonight. It'd be a big super late race, round 5 of the Elite 8 Super Late Model Series. Oh, we didn't mention Track Enterprises and Bob Sargent purchased ARCA Midwest Tour from Greg McCarnes. One step closer to making a national super late model tour. Pretty cool stuff. For all of us, we want you to remember that real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Hangover Losi. For all of us involved with the program, we love you. We'll see ya.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of the station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
Have you heard San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are dual fruit wines? That means each bottle of San Antonio Fruit Farm wine is infused with 2 real fruits. With flavors like strawberry guava, peach passion fruit, and blackberry orange, San Antonio Fruit Farm wines are sure to give your taste buds something to talk about. Ask your local retailer for San Antonio Fruit Farm wines. Fruit fusion you can taste, so please taste responsibly.